We are building the card game War for the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. Previously, we saw how we can create the card deck and also have it all shuffled. Now that we have done all of this, we are going to move to the next step, which is doing a toss. Now, the idea for a toss is actually very simple, the one that we are implementing. Of course, it can be enhanced. We say that, okay, we'll pick up a card at random from the deck of cards, and if this card happens to be, say, clubs or diamonds, then we just say, okay, player one, and we'll start the game. Else, we say computer has won. Now, I must add that in this simple game that we are building, this really doesn't matter much. But you can think of some ideas where this toss can be made relevant along with being more interesting. Now, one of the main things that we are going to learn doing this is the use of this method called random.choice, which allows us to pick up one random item from a list. So the idea really is that we'll pick up one card from the deck of cards and we'll see its suit. Now remember, every card is two characters. The first character, which is the character 0, is the suit, so say C or D, and accordingly we'll decide the winner, right? So let's just do this first in our code. So I just come in here and I say, okay, look, let me do a toss. So say toss is just a randomly chosen card, so I say random.choice, and basically say deck of cards, so it picks up one card. Now as I said, if let's say toss, so toss say 0 is equal to say C. Now remember, toss 0 is the color of the sorry, toss 0 represents the suit of this card. If it's either C or toss say 0 is equal to D. Now I'm checking for equality here, that's why I need two equal tos. And if that happens, I say, well, let's say player, say player won the toss, and else, let's say if this doesn't happen, then I just go and say, for example, else, just print this. Okay, to be a little bit careful here, else we say computer won the toss. Now in this game really doesn't matter because both player and computer are really just the computer, but anyway the idea is clear, right? So let's say if I run this thing, says player won the toss, I can check this, my toss, the card that I picked out was 6 of clubs, and anytime I pick up card which is club or diamond, the player would have won. We can run this a few times and see what happens. Again player has won, again player has won, we can see the toss, let's say, so it happens to be C6 again, computer won the toss. This time if I see the toss, it is SJ, so jack of spade. Again, we ignored the jack part, we just looked at the suit, and that happens to be neither C nor D. So that's why it's gone into, computer having won the toss. Before I move on from here, I just want to highlight something which I see as a common mistake being done by a lot of students. A lot of students seems to do something like this. If toss 0 is equal to C or D. Now, I think this happens because the way we speak is always this. So we say, for example, if something is equal to something or something. But now, that's not how our interpreter is understanding this. So make sure the condition is completely, let's say, spelled out correctly. And again, it's basically toss 0 is equal to C or toss 0 is equal to D. So let's just run this one time again. So computer won the toss. If I look at toss, it is this king of spade. Toss of 0 is indeed spade. Toss of, let's say, 1 would be the king. And here we looked at toss 0 because we are interested in the suit. At this point, a little bit of compare and contrast would be interesting. Remember, how did we pick up a randomly chosen item from a list in Scratch? Well, the idea was that we just look at a random number from 1 all the way to the length of the list, and we just go and pick up a random item that way. So that's reasonable. We can still do it here, but it random.choice gives us a more concise way of implementing this, and that's what we have done over here. I hope this is interesting. In general, if you find that this way of learning by doing things, by building activities is fun, do look at our website because we have lots and lots of such examples that you can follow. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.